You're good. Thank you, Hobie.
All right, Senator Howe.
Here.
Senator Eben.
Here.
Senator Spruill.
Here.
Senator Servo.
Here.
Senator Mason.
Here.
Senator McClellan.
Here.
Senator Boysko.
Here.
Senator Bell.
Here.
Senator Vogel.
Here.
Senator Reeves. Senator Chapin. Senator Ruff.
Here.
Senator Peake. Senator McDougal. And Senator Deeds.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
We have somebody on phone. Do we know who that is, or is that one of our members?
Yes, I've got a list of who's on.
Okay.
I don't see anyone who did not say here on the roll.
Well, it's really good to see everybody. The sole purpose of this meeting is for us to approve the language or to discuss and maybe change or disapprove proposed language for the constitutional amendments that will be on the ballot this fall. The code says that the committee where the constitutional amendment originated has to approve it. And so both these constitutional amendments came through our committee. One was not, I think it died in finance, but when it came over from the House, we approved it. And that's the second one in your pocket that deals with National Guard, 100% service-connected, permanent total disability free from local and state taxation for an automobile or pickup truck. I don't think there were any comments or proposed changes for that amendment. Does anybody have any discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Senator Eben.
Yeah, I had a question. I have the proposed ballot question and explanation, but I was wondering, technically, what we're voting on today, are we voting on a resolution to raise this as a question? I was just wondering if it needed any kind of an emergency clause since it's going to take effect in November.
Senator Eben, we don't even have to send this to the floor of the Senate. We just have, the code just requires that we approve the language the Division of Legislative Services has come up with that's going to be offered to voters in the fall for the explanation. The ballot amendment has already been approved. There's nothing that requires approval of the Senate or the House. This is just, the code requires us to take a look at and review what the Division of Legislative Services has prepared in terms of ballot explanations.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Chair.
and just to jump in, Senator Deeds and Senator Eben, we've then sent this language to the Department of Elections and they distribute it to the general registrars, and there'll be posters up in the polling place on election day. So this is really just supposed to be a neutral, plain English explanation of what the amendment will do.
Okay. And Mr. Chairman, just for clarification for the committee, I think if I'm not mistaken, the ballot question is what appears on the ballot and the rest is what appears in the brochure that's available at the polling site.
That's correct. We're not putting anything on the ballot today. All we're doing is reviewing the explanation.
Well, the question, we're not putting it on there, but the question is the words that'll.
Right, and that question was agreed
to
to during the General Assembly session in the ballot bill legislation.
I got that. Thank you.
So this is just the explanation that will be offered to voters.
I understand. Thank you.
Senator, who wants
Senator Bell.
Senator Bell, yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a question, and this may be for Meg. I'm wondering where we're in the ballot question. We say Virginia National Guard who has a 100%. Could we also put in parentheses the 100% sign so it's both in the number and written format? Is that appropriate?
Because that question was in the legislation that's already been approved and has become an active assembly, I'm not sure that we can make that change. We could add 100% in parentheses somewhere in the explanation, but we cannot make any changes to the question.
Mr. Chair,
we would have needed to have done that during session.
Mr. Chair, yeah, based on that, I would recommend that we put it in the explanation. I'm just trying to think, we have folks with disabilities and everything we do to make it clear for people, even though I think it is clear, but just an extra precaution.
So Senator Bell would be down in the first paragraph of the proposed explanation under proposed amendment.
McDougal seconds that.
Yep.
Okay. Does that change make sense? All in favor of that change, say aye.
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 Okay. Are there other changes?
Sorry, the 100% actually shows up in a couple different places, so I'll make the change everywhere.
Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. Are there other questions or changes proposed for this explanation? Well, then do I have a motion that we approve the proposed explanation?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Hobie, do we need a roll call on any of this?
Sorry, I'm trying to unmute. No, sir, I think we're good.
Okay,
There are a few people who may have joined. I wouldn't mind, if you don't mind, I wouldn't mind doing one just to make sure I've got everybody.
okay.
Senator Deeds,
Aye.
Senator Howe, Senator Howe,
She's here.
She's on mute.
She's on mute.
Senator Eben,
Aye.
Senator Spruill,
Aye.
Senator Serval,
Aye.
Senator Mason,
Aye.
Senator McClellan,
Aye.
Senator Boysko,
Aye.
Senator Bell,
Aye.
Senator Vogel,
Aye.
Senator Reeves, Senator Chafin, Senator Ruff,
Aye.
Senator Peake, and Senator McDougal.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, with the second constitutional amendment, the redistricting amendment, Senator Barker made a couple of proposed changes that he thought clarified the constitutional amendment. We just got them this morning. So, Meg, do you want to discuss those proposals and what Senator Barker suggested?
Sure. So Senator Barker had two suggested edits to the end of the explanation where we have a sentence that says what a yes vote will mean and what a no vote will mean. For the yes vote, we have that it will make a yes vote will make a bipartisan commission responsible for the initial drawing of election districts. I included initial because there is a possibility that the Supreme Court would have to draw districts. So to make it clear that we're not the only people who might be drawing districts, but Senator Barker has suggested taking initial out. I would leave that to the committee to decide if they wanted to do that or not.
Mr. Chairman, so you're saying to take out the bipartisan or put it in?
Senator Barker proposed taking out the word initial.
But Meg, you had a clarification, I think, that may have addressed Barker's issue, but also made it more clear what's going on.
So that's for the edit that he suggested for the no vote sentence.
Okay.
The no vote sentence, we have the word leave the sole responsibility for redistricting with the General Assembly. He thought we should take out sole. My suggestion would be to leave in sole, but change redistricting to say for drawing the districts, to make it a little clearer that then the General Assembly will be the only entity drawing districts, but it doesn't make it seem like there's no one else involved in the process. For example, the governor who can veto bills currently. So I would ask the committee if they wanted to take out initial in that yes vote sentence. And then for the no vote sentence, the decision would be, do you want to take out sole or would you like to leave sole in and change redistricting to drawing the districts?
This is
Meg.
McDougal again. I
Senator
prefer
Bill.
leaving in the initial. I think Meg's explanation of why she put that in makes sense. I think that her suggested resolution to the second piece also makes a lot of sense because drawing the districts, I think, is clearer for everyday people, not the ones on this committee that deal with it regularly, to understand. So I think her proposed change on this one is better, but I like the way she left the language on the first one.
Okay, is there further discussion?
Are we doing on one at a time, Cree, or we can just do both of them at the same time?
Well, and unless there is, if you want to divide the question, we can certainly do that.
I have my own thought of some question about the second one, but the first one I do like.
Okay, you like to leave initial in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there further discussion about that? Okay, all in favor of leaving initial in, well, I don't know that we have, does anybody have a problem with leaving initial in the yes paragraph? Okay, what about Meg's resolution for the no paragraph? Does that make sense?
That be repeated.
So we would leave in sole, but we would change redistricting to drawing the districts. So the sentence would then read, a no vote will leave the sole responsibility for drawing the districts with the General Assembly.
Okay, I got it now, Cree. I understand it better now. I agree with that. Thank you.
Agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else that has any heartburn about any of that language?
I move.
Okay, do I have a motion? I'm sorry, Senator Mason.
I move we accept the language as proposed.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to, you're accepting the language with Meg's addition.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, does anybody, we've got a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Do we need we don't need a roll call. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, well, the purpose for the meeting having been completed, we're adjourned.
Mr.
Thank you
Chair,
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Creed. Very efficient.
Thank you.
Guys, this was great. This was great. Thank you for being my easy
Well done,
committee.
Nick.
Nice work, Mr.
Thank you,
Chairman.
guys.
Wow. Bye.
Aye.
Bye.